What we're going to do is record this session. For anyone who's missed, they can rewatch it.
Yeah.
So let's get started. So welcome to our second virtual meeting. We did one of these earlier on in the start of the season where we talked about certain options, but now finally we're able to host a cricket season. So things are still not as easy as we would have hoped, but there's still at least options for us to start to play cricket soon. And in lieu of that, you guys will be starting play this weekend. So this weekend we have tons of games that are on the schedule. And in preparation of that, we are going to share, hang on, okay, in preparation of that, today we're going to talk about the schedule, the season scenario. We'll give you a quick little tutorial on website and player management. We'll also go over COVID-19 playing conditions. We'll give you an update on night cricket, as well as the cost of the balls and how to pick them up. And we'll go over the fee structure for 2020 season. So this year it's 2020 and we're also only playing T20 games. So we're not really hosting 35 overs because of restrictions, as well as we want to reduce exposure by not hosting longer format games just yet. So if you just follow me on the screen, earlier on in the year, we talked about a possible scenario, some possible scenarios on how cricket could be played. We talked about playing 4 to 5 games. We talked about playing 6 to 8 games, or we talked about having no season at all. And now in August, it looks like most likely we will be able to squeeze a minimum of 6 games. So you've all seen the schedule already. And right now it looks like you'll be playing 6 games. And the reason for these 6 games is the city has asked us in guideline issued from public health officials, as well as the province of Ontario, that no more than 50 players should come in contact with each other when they're playing cricket outdoors. So in order to do that, we have to reduce our structure. We had to redo the whole thing. Chaitanya and Vasant worked really hard putting the new conferences together. These are temporary conferences just for 2020 season only. 2021, hopefully there's a vaccine out and we're able to go out and play cricket properly. If that is the case, then we will go back to the 2019 structure and redo a new format. But for now, no more than 50 players in a particular conference. And we are also asked to isolate ourselves to just a couple of fields, so that for contact tracing, it's easy that if God forbid there's a player who's COVID-19 positive, then at least we can trace which field they had played at. So there are some restrictions for us in this season, which is why we advised all the teams that if you're not comfortable, you have the option to back out and the league will provide a refund, because if you're not able to play, then there's no point holding your money. However, some of you have decided to play, which is good news, because you need to get back into some sort of normalcy instead of staying home all the time. Just a quick little update on night cricket. Both Terramato Cricket Field as well as Andrew McCandless Field now have lights. So last year, you'll remember that Terramato had lights, which is what you can see in my background right now. And this year, we were able to get lights on Andrew McCandless. So if you don't follow us on Facebook or Instagram, look for Brampton Cricket League and follow us. All of these videos are there. However, the city is installing turf wickets on Terramato Park as well as Andrew McCandless. And the turf wickets have not developed yet for play. We're thinking they will be ready in the first week of September. So there's no cricket going on those 2 fields for the month of August. If those fields are ready by September, we will adjust the schedule and hopefully try to get you guys into some night games as well. Right now, we are making the schedule not accounting for those fields to be ready. But if they are ready, you will get access to them for night cricket, and that will naturally change the schedule a little bit. But probably better for us because we'll be able to play some night cricket. So that's a quick little update on contact tracing, on the number of people, on the number of fields, as well as night cricket. And one thing I want to go over real quick with you, and I'll encourage you all as captains, as leaders of the teams, to please check this out yourself and discuss this with your teams so that they are aware of the COVID-19 playing conditions. So these conditions are posted on the Brampton Cricket League's website. When you go to the site, you click on matches, and you'll be able to see the playing condition there. And what these playing conditions are is they're broken down into 4 different segments. There's the general guidelines, then there's guidelines during the game of cricket, and then there's guidelines for after play. So please take a look at them. There's about 25 of them. For your safety, for umpire safety, and for everyone's safety, it's important that as players, as administrators, you follow these rules. Some of them are really, really basic. You all know, keep your distance, no excessive get-togethers, make sure that you don't share equipment, make sure you don't share water bottles, come to the field ready to play instead of changing on the field. These are really, really common guidelines for cricket. Some guidelines that apply to the Brampton Cricket League, which stand out, is that umpires will not be holding anything from the bowler. So caps or sweaters or anything along those lines, the umpires will not be able to hold them. So you'll have to arrange it to do it yourself. And on top of that, there's also now, after every 6 overs, teams are encouraged to clean the ball with an antibacterial wipe. This will make sure that, because in cricket, generally the ball would be the carrier of any sort of germs. So we call it a hygiene break. So every 6 overs, take a quick little 2-minute hygiene break, clean the ball up, and then proceed with moving ahead. Also, wicketkeeper cannot stand at the stumps. Even if it's a spin bowler, he needs to keep a 6-foot distance. So that's stumping is sort of out of question, and I guess we'll have Victor talk about this, how umpires will manage it. But right now, wicketkeeper needs to stay away. And if you're touching the stumps, ask the umpire's permission before you touch the stumps. So these are some guidelines that are specific to the Brampton Cricket League. So please make sure that you read them, you understand them. And we don't want cricket to be in the news for the bad reason. So we've just basically got ourselves back on track. And one thing we're asking you strongly is to at least understand the rules so that you keep cricketers, as well as fellow players, as well as umpires and yourself safe. Just follow these very simple tips. It's nothing here is complex. So please take a look at them. If you have questions, bring them up and we can answer them for you. And on closing, when game is done, there's no one who should be sticking around on the field or in the parking lot. When the game is done, you need to make an effort to ask your players to leave the field. So they have to go home. There will be no get-togethers. The city of Brampton has put in some really strong guidelines in place that if we do not follow these guidelines, they're going to take away the contracts. And it only takes 1 or 2 people to make that mistake. So please, let's not be those folks who are going to ruin it for the rest of the league. So just make sure that you guys follow these guidelines. Okay, and next up, what we're going to look at is, so that's it for me and the start of the season. What I'm going to do is invite Chaitanya to share a little bit on how to manage the new website. So on the new website piece, we moved to this new channel where you can do live scoring. You can, so that people who are not on the field can see the results, as well as we are eliminating the need for match sheet and so forth. And these are live things that will take place. I'll let Chaitanya talk about it. And after that, we'll go into ball fees as well as general fees for the rest of the season.
Thank you so much, Faraz. I'm going to share my screen. And let me know, guys, when you can see my screen.
Yes.
Okay. So a couple of things so at least one player of every team has been granted a team admin and a team scorer access. The first thing that I would ask all of you to do is go to your self team. So in my case, this is my demo account. So I'm playing for Toronto Woodlands. So I'll go to Toronto Woodlands. The first thing I'll ask you to do is these question marks. These are unclaimed profiles. So the first of the day is to get your players to verify these profiles and claim these profiles. If you have played BCL in the past, your previous year stats would be updated. And if, for example, if we see Bhavin here, we see that there are already some stats there. So if he wants to retain those stats, please ask him to claim their profiles and not create any new profiles. So that's the first order of the day. Secondly, I would ask you to do is go to your account. So on the My Account section, you can fill out as much details as you want to. You can upload your picture. We prefer that you guys upload your pictures. That's a very nice way to see it. Go to preferences. I want every one of you to check only the team admin and a team scorer. So every team, there should be at least one team admin, team scorer. What are your access roles? If, for example, in some way you only have team admin and you don't have team scorer, you won't be able to use the app. So make sure you have the team scorer access role as well. That's the second thing. Third, if this is a new website, so a couple of things are very new. On the main homepage, you can see there's a schedule tab. So you'll see all the upcoming games and you can go and see the complete list from here. You can select your division 1, you can select your team then, say Caribbean Superstars, and then you'll see all your games coming up. The schedule has been uploaded. It's obviously a draft 1 schedule. As Faraz said, that we may have some more night fixtures coming up in September. So your schedule you might have more games. But as of now, I'm pretty satisfied with the schedule we have. What we're doing is as Faraz said, we're granting 6 games to every team. So the structure is going to be plus semifinals and then finals. I wanted to talk about structure a bit more because that's one of the things that a lot of people would ask about. Because of the city limitations of only having 50 players in any one given conference, what we have to do is, and we are restricted by, is only having 4 teams in any given conference. So how it goes is that you have 3 divisions. Each division has 2 conferences, Conference A and Conference B, and each conference has 4 teams. The way it works is each team plays 2 games against the other team. So Eagle Riders would play 2 against Knight, 2 against Gorilla, and 2 against Titans. This gives them 6 games, and similarly Woodlands would have 6 games. So all the teams would have 6 games each. The top 2 teams would proceed to the semis from each conference, and then top team of Conference A would play against the second team, and vice versa for Conference B. So that's your semis, and the winners would play as the finals, and then we'll have a Division 1 champion. Similar to Division 2, similarly in Division 3. The only caveat in Division 3 is because one of the teams that pulled out at last minute, because we had initially structure of 24, now we have a structure of 23. So the Conference B, you have Vipers, Cobras, and Rhinos. These 3 teams are going to play 3 games against each other. So essentially Vipers will play 3 against Cobras, 3 against Rhinos. Again, 6 games each, but essentially you play 1 less team. The same rule applies here.
Hello, I'm sorry to interrupt. The team which is missing is my team, Falcons. We are not.
No, Falcons is in Conference B.
Okay, you changed it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I'm really sorry.
Falcons is in Division 2, Conference B.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
So that's the different.
Yeah, well, you should have actually said sorry we removed you, and see his reaction, right?
That would have been fun. But this is our basic structure. Hopefully we would have our semis and our finals, and the season will be complete by end of September. We don't want any rain days, hopefully, in the end of September. This might push our season in October, but fingers crossed we don't get that, especially after such a short season. Make sure, guys, so there's a couple of things that you need to do for me and you to work together. Get your profile claimed, okay? Secondly, if you're adding any new players, there is a provision that allows the system to for the team admins to add new players. But For us and whatever we have worked in this system, we found that the access that grants that role is actually giving you a bit more power than we want to. So we're actually working with the vendor in order to fine tune that access. So till then, what I'm going to ask you is send an Excel sheet of brand new players which haven't played BCL. Send an Excel sheet to me with their first name, last name, and their email addresses. Don't send it one by one, please. I'm not going to entertain one by one. Please send it. Please be professional. Please be professional and think about my time. Please send a bulk list. That helps me in getting things done faster for everyone. Secondly, talking about transfers. If there's a transfer that's going to happen, if, for example, you're transferring a player from a team which has played BCL but is not playing this season, all you have to do is just email me and CC the player, and then I'll transfer that player. If you're actually transferring a player from an existing team which is actually playing the 2020 season, you need to CC and get an approval from the team's captain or somebody from their management as well. So there's a two-step process to that. All of this is done through email, and I would be gladly accepting and making those changes. Give me some time, because typically it depends also on my day, but I'm fairly fast in making a lot of changes. And that's pretty much it, what I have for us. Does anyone have any questions with regards to the website or with regards to the schedule?
Hang on. Let's do the questions at the end. Let's finish over with the chunk of it so that guys, please prepare your questions. We'll answer them.
And before we go to the questions, I'm not going to change any schedule on anyone's request. The schedule has been uploaded. It's very difficult. We have a lot of constraints. It takes a lot of time to change and affect, and there's a domino effect for everyone. So we won't be doing any schedule changes.
So Chetan, can you talk about the app that they can download on their phone if people have not downloaded the app?
Yes, so there's an app called Crick Clubs. A lot of people are already familiar with it. So what I'll ask you to do is, when you go to your account, go to your preferences, make sure you have the team scorer access role and team admin. If you have this all good, go to the app, do your login information. You'll already see that this is the club that you're playing against, and you'll have your schedule, and then you can go and use that app. It's fairly easy. It's very widely used in GTA these days, and it's actually a good way. I would probably say we probably have issues the first week, and after that, everyone will be very used to it. One of the caveats that I want to tell everyone is that while doing scoring, please make sure that you only use one phone. It's much easier within your team. Only use one phone, because if you have multiple phones, 3 to 4 phones, there have been cases where the app has crashed. So make sure that you're only using one phone. And the last thing I want to say is, if you forget your password, you don't need to come back to me. You can just go. I'm going to log out right now. There is actually an option of forget password. So you can just go and forget your password, and then they'll send you an email link on your email, whatever is registered. And I think, yeah, that's my small demo of the website. And then we'll have a lot of questions, obviously. Raz, I'm going to stop share, and then you can take it over.
Okay, so that was a quick little update on the website. Some of you may know that we moved to this new site because it allows for real-time access to scoreboard. And it also allows for you all, by making it easier to move things around. If we don't need a scoring book anymore, you don't need to do match sheet, everything can be done in the app. So test it out this weekend. It's very easy. We tried this when we did the night cricket last year, and it worked like a charm. It was super easy to use. So test it out, please. We announced this. We have been announcing this since March of this year. Claim your profiles, set yourself up. And now it's almost 3 months, and we still see that many are not ready. And in one day, you're going to go to the field and you're not going to be set up. So please invest the time tonight and tomorrow to get ready for the season. Also, I want to tell everybody that this year we had 40 teams, 40. And we discouraged some of the teams from playing. And we also eliminated the 35 over format. and we sort of downsized to now a structure of 24 teams. So this small structure is meant to expedite and close the season before October. I know some other leagues that are going into the second week of October, which is really stupid and unnecessary. So we're offering you to wrap up the season by the end of September so that at least we're out before it starts to freeze up and you have a bad playoffs experience. So we're now smaller and leaner and meaner, but we need your support to make sure everything is working according to plan. So with that being said, I'm going to ask Arvinder Bhatti, who's our treasurer, to share the cost of the ball as well as the cost of the season and what it will cost for you going forward. And after that, we will take your questions.
Hello, everyone. So this cost of the ball is same as per last year. That is $30 each. And you guys can pay for the balls through email. Once you email it to me, and the Fraz has all the balls with him. So, and you can go and pick up with him. You can call him and then just make your pickup schedule and pick the balls from him. But you have to email us the money first, and then I'll let Fraz know that we have received the money, and he will give you the balls. Regarding fees, it's a prorated fee. We are playing less games, and if there's anything remaining, all the returning teams per match cost is around $160, where that is for $950 for a season. And for the new teams, the cost per game is $165, and it is $1,000 for 2020 season. If you have paid more than this money, either you can take a refund of that, or you can use it to apply it for 2021 season. You have to let us know, and if you want the money back, kindly let me know the name, what you want on the check, and send me an email, and I'll prepare the check, and you can pick it up from my office. Most of you know my office. If somebody doesn't, then they can call me or just send me an email. I'll provide my office address. I believe that's it, Fraz.
Okay, thank you,
Yeah.
Arvinder. Just
Umpire
wanted
fees.
to- Victor, you want to say something? Go ahead.
No, the umpire fees, he missed it
Oh
out.
yeah, sorry, Victor. That's the main thing. So the umpire fees is like $70 for each umpire, and you can either e-transfer the money to the umpires before the start of the match, or pay cash to the umpires before the start of the match.
So technically, each team takes care of one umpire.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay, thank you, Arvinder. Guys, I just wanted to ask you to be mindful of the fact that our not-for-profit account is set up in a way where we're not able to email you the money. So it would have been really nice if our bank account was set up where we could just email you the refund, but it's not. We're not allowed to. We have to write checks, which is why Arvinder is asking that if you want a refund, let us know. We'll write a check, but also let us know the name of the person who the check will be going to. The other option is that you can leave the money with us for the 2021 season. And this way, we'll just keep it for the next year. But these are your options. You can decide. Right now, I think the priority should be to get you ready for this weekend so that you're out, you get the change in your life. And after that, you can discuss with Arvinder directly on the financial piece. What I would like to do now is it's half hour. We've talked for 30 minutes. I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to ask any questions. But before we do that, Vasant, is it possible for us to do a quick roll call to understand who's on this call from which team? So
Yeah.
what I can do is maybe, Vasant, you can call out the team's name, and if they're listening, they can say yes. It just helps us because some of you are coming with different names and you don't have faces, so we don't really know who's on. So it's just nice to have that roll call done.
Yeah, even if one person is present for that team, just say yes, present. So I know that somebody from that team is representing it. So Eagle Riders. Gorilla.
Yep, we're here.
Knights,
Yeah, right here.
Titans, Arabian Superstars,
Yep, we're here.
Invictus, nobody from Invictus. Okay. Somebody here? No. Okay. Toronto Woodlands,
Yeah, we're
UK Chargers, Canada Blasters. Anybody from Canada Blasters? No. Kryptonites, Kryptonites. Nobody. Students 11, Toronto Thunders,
Yes.
Falcons,
Yes.
GTA Lions,
Yeah.
International 11,
Yes. That's a good call.
okay, Spartans,
Yes, Vasant. It's me. I'll convey them.
okay, B-Town 11, Brampton Strikers,
Yeah, I'm here.
Royal Tigers, the Wolfpack, GTA Cobras,
Yes, we are here.
Toronto Rhinos,
Hi, we're here.
Toronto Vipers.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so I think we have about
I would say about roughly 50%.
9 teams missing.
Yes.
Yeah, I had about 10 teams who did not respond. So it's very strange because we have so many people on this call. So I don't know, maybe there's 2 people from each team who have joined, but
So we have actually some of the umpires as well.
yeah, I
Yeah,
can
there's some
see
of the umpires are there too. Yeah.
I can see the umpires, but still, it would not be that many umpires. But this is really frustrating because these guys are not ready, and now they're going to go on the field on the weekend and create problems for themselves as well as for us. And that's a challenge. I think now, considering that all of us were not playing cricket for 3 months, to not be ready on Thursday, a day before the weekend, is really discouraging. So shame on us for not being professional in not getting ready, but I hope that it doesn't create a big problem. So what we can do is, so a question's been asked, can we repeat the instructions for collecting the balls? Yes. So I'm just going to display it on the screen as well as say it. The plan with the ball collection is that you email money to Arvinder Bhatti. He will accept the funds, and then you can pick it up from me. I'm at Bovaird and Chinguzi, and you can pick it up from me, and we'll make sure that they're ready for you to play. I'm going to advise that please pick up at least 6, so you can be set for the season instead of picking up 1 or 2. It's just more work for you. But better if you pick up 1 full ball for the first full season. So that's it. What we're going to do is be able to get you to ask some questions. What I'm going to ask is if you can raise your hand. There's options to ask questions, and you can easily do that by just raising your hand. Just at the bottom of your screen, you will see an option of reactions, and you can just do a thumbs up, and we will bring you on the screen to ask your question. So, so 2 participants have raised hands. So let me see. So we'll go with Ashish first. So Ashish, you're on. Go for it.
Thanks, Faraz. We had committed for
Brampton Backyard Garden program, and we had pledged for 6 balls during that. So do we still need to pay for the balls, or it would be
No, you don't. You can just pick them up.
okay? So what is the process? Should I just contact you and come and
Yeah,
pick
you
it
can
up?
just pick it up from me, and we'll make it available.
Okay, and is it there a particular time when we need to
Anytime's
come in?
fine. Anytime.
Okay.
The only correction that I'll add is that if you've already paid for the Brampton backyards, then you don't need to pay for the balls.
No, that's what he's asking. So I'm saying no, he doesn't have to. No.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, good. Anything else, Ashish?
I wanted to talk a little bit about on the umpire's fees, but
Okay.
maybe I can send you an email separately.
But you can talk to Victor. Victor is the guru in umpire management, so he can help you with that.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Ashish. Asim, we will go with you next.
Yes, hello everyone. For us, I have few questions. The number one question is I want to know what is the email address that I need to send the money for the balls, for all 6 balls? And
Sure.
which address I need to come, like what is the exact address I can come and pick up the balls?
Okay, I will text you that. I'm going to actually put it in this chat group as well. So all of our email addresses are our first name at bramptoncricketleague.ca. So I'll put Arvinder's message in there, as well as the address where you can pick up.
Okay, and I also would like to know, we will be playing only on 2 grounds. We have 6 games. So which ground is our host game? Host ground, sorry.
Chaitanya?
It doesn't really matter. I mean, you can go and select your own home ground. One of the things that I want to actually tell everyone is that because the previous website, I'm going to share my screen again. This is very important, guys. So keep in mind. So the previous website actually allowed us to know which is the home team and which is the away team. This, I haven't figured out the way this would show. So what we are doing is whichever is the first team. So in this case, Eagle Riders versus Knight CC. So Eagle Riders is actually the home team and Knight CC is the away team. So make sure that if you are the first team within the nomenclature, you are the home team. Keep that in mind.
Got it. Okay, and I was also having issues adding my team members on the website. I was only able to add just one, and then I did try to register more players on the website, but it was not saving. I don't know what I was doing wrong. If you can just show me a quick
so you would
just guide me how to add more players.
Asim, you would not be able to add new players.
Okay.
We have taken that access right away for now.
Okay.
We may do it next week, but we're still talking to the vendor. For now, what I would ask you to do is send me an Excel sheet with first name, last name, and email addresses of your players. And please do it in bulk. If you're adding 10 players, give it in one shot, and I'm going to add those to your team.
So you only need their name, first and last name, and the email address. That's
Correct.
all.
Correct. So once that's uploaded, the team admin can go in and select what they do.
You don't need to know their role and like.
No. So for the registering, no. But I highly encourage that the team admin, once it's registered to the website, goes and changes the roles and uploads pictures.
All right, that's all from me. Thank you very much.
No problem.
So next up is Gurpreet.
I think majority of them are already answered. I just want to say thank you to you guys. Preparing this season.
Brampton, and y'all are a major part in bringing cricket in Brampton. So we want to thank you all too for really cooperating and supporting the Brampton Cricket League.
Perfect. Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Okay. Thank you, Gurpreet.
And maybe next year you will get a chance to fix all the stumps, right?
Yeah. Sure. Hopefully.
Right. So let's go to Karamjeet. Karamjeet, you're next. Please go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, actually, I checked the document that you uploaded today, and I checked that if the ball is lost, we have to use the practice ball. But it can be any practice ball that we have used, or it should be only the BCL ball, because we are first time playing with the BCL. We don't have any balls from the BCL before.
Okay, so this is how it works. Typically, when the season starts, we allow other balls as well, but they have to be obviously similar condition and be approved by the umpire. But as the season progresses, what I will ask you to do is actually keep your older balls with yourself and don't throw them away. And these can be used actually in later games as well. So by the time finals, playoffs come, please have a collection of the balls. We will not allow any outside ball in the playoffs. Keep that in mind.
So, but these the regular season, we can use the old ones that we already
No,
used, like the
no,
other.
no. Sorry, I'm going to jump in here and correct. No, only BCL balls only. If you don't have the BCL balls, then umpires have the facility to use a brand new ball and rub it off. We'd had this issue many times where teams claim that they don't have a BCL ball, then they bring something else, and it starts to affect the nature of the game. Either it breaks the bat or it swings in a different direction. So Victor, I think what we'd had in the past was in the beginning of the season, the first weekend or so, naturally, if you run out of balls, umpires generally had some sort of stock. Maybe
Yes.
they don't now, but
Yeah.
they have the facility to rub off a new ball and just make it whatever. If it's 10 overs or something like that, we'll have to do that. This is a challenging option because supposedly in cricket, balls are not supposed to be lost unless they go outside the stadium. And international umpires also bring some balls extra, but we don't have a big surplus of extra balls. What we do have is umpires can rub off the ball and make a new ball look older. What Chaitanya mentioned was an exception for the first weekend. So the idea is that you have a weekend to get a supply of balls, maybe one or two, in case the ball gets lost. But it will not be for the full season.
Okay, so those new balls will be from whose stock it will be used? It will be your stock, or it will be a fielding side or batting side?
Yeah, it's always the fielding side. And what it is I think, Victor, please correct me on this. I think if it's lost in the first 6 overs, BCL will
Yes,
replace.
the power play.
Yeah.
First 2 overs. First 2 overs, then BCL replaces it.
Okay.
So I think it's first 6 overs and then BCL.
First 6 overs, it's in the power play.
Yeah.
If it's in the power play, if the ball gets lost in the power play, yes, then BCL will replace that ball. But you make sure that when you are coming to the ground, you have a couple of new balls with you, right? Like Faraz said, and it is better to pick up 6 balls so that, if the ball does get lost within the 6 overs, you need to have that ball, and BCL will replace that ball if it is lost within the 6 overs. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
Yes.
and we'll work with you, Karamjit. If there's any issues, we'll work out a solution for you and all the other teams. But right now the plan is to get you guys going, so at least we can start to play. And also, I want to at this time announce that in September, FCC ground will be out of commission. So we're going to do some renovations on the field and extend the size of the field, as well as add a netting so the ball doesn't go in the water side towards the pond. So the city will start to work on rebuilding of FCC into a bigger field. So when you come together in 2021, some of this problem will be resolved anyway.
That's good.
Okay. So next up is Darshan. Go ahead. So, okay, we'll wait for Darshan to connect again. So I think, Ashish, you have another question, so go for it.
Wanted to ask regarding the uniforms, like because everything was shut down, we were not able to get the uniforms for the new team members who have joined. So was thinking like we only have 6 games, would there be some relaxations this season where we can wear same matching, like whatever the team uniform t-shirt is?
Victor?
Yes, I think looking at the situation that we have been through, I think many of the vendors have not supplied the shirt. And also what we will do is we will allow you all to wear either the last year's shirt which you all had, or something very similar to the color of the team that you'll have here.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right.
So this is also something we talked about when we met in the first captain's meeting in March. No, early May, that please order your uniform now so that they're ready. So if you're having some issues, fine, we'll make an exception. We'll allow what Victor had said. So I think that's it, guys. I don't see any more hands raised or any questions. So Knights, Arslan, so Arslan is saying, can we use the refundable fees towards the ball fees? So I'm not really sure I understand the question, Arslan. What does that mean, refundable
I
fees?
think what he's trying to say is that basically the money that's to be returned on the prorate basis, whatever is left, can that be used for balls?
Yes, yeah. If you have money left over, we can use that for ball purchase. You don't have to email Arvinder again.
Yeah, but you have to email Arvinder that you want us to use that money.
But we need to send them some kind of confirmation to you guys, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah. And just on a closing note, I know that Chaitanya didn't mention it, but please, guys, when you send your players, it has to be first name, last name, email address, as well as mailing address. And the reason this is a must in the league, this was the same process in the old website as well, because we play in Brampton and the city of Brampton asks us for residential data. So what they say is, okay, Brampton Cricket League, if you have 1,000 members, prove to us how many are from Brampton. And the only reason we can prove that is when we have addresses. Without address, there's no way for us to prove, and that becomes an issue. And that also affects our allocation for new fields. So if you don't enter the address and we present to the city that out of 1,000 people, only 20% are Brampton resident, then we lose our status as official league in the city. So please make sure that address is there. And Chaitanya, please, you also work with them. Address needs to be part of the profile when they register, right? Because once we start to do this, we'll get into a deeper hole of not having the addresses. And then when they ask us for allocation in October, then we won't have the data. And at that time, it's really hard to get everyone to do the addresses.
Yeah.
So another questions come through. There are multiple team profiles on the website, and the wrong profile is added to 2020 conference. I've sent an email. Will this be fixed Saturday, or will I have access to it or myself? So Chaitanya, I'll let you answer.
So if you have send the email, I'll look into it and I'll probably reply on that. Okay.
So this question was from Darshan. So thanks. He got it. Good. Another question is umpire uniforms. Are there any available at this time, Victor?
Oh, well, right now we don't have anything available because whatever it was that we have given it to the umpires. But if you are an umpire, right now you can start by anything that is blue in color, right? Dark blue. We can go in for that with the black pant.
Victor, you know what happened? This umpire who asked this question used to fit in his uniform. But now because of COVID-19, he's home and eating barbecues all the time.
Right.
Now he needs a bigger shirt.
I see. So unfortunately, we don't have that size right now. If you were looking for a small, maybe I could have arranged it. But
Okay, all right, that's good. I mean, there's one, can we play one side of the wicket only? No, that is not possible. We will have to play both sides of the wicket, unfortunately. Another question is from Karamjeet. Karamjeet, your hand is still up. Do you have any more questions?
Yes. For umpire fees, do we have to give it to cash, or we can still use that refundable fees also?
no, you cannot use those refundable fees that you have. You got to either give cash or you can e-transfer to the umpire, and this has to be done before the toss.
And Karamjeet, that's because umpires are outside of the league domain. They're neutral umpires who come from different areas. So this money goes to them directly. It has no interaction with the league. So it's best to either pay them directly by cash or by email.
Okay, and another last question I have, that the balls for playoff, if we go to the playoff, we have to buy another balls from that, or they will be provided by the BCL?
No, playoffs teams will have to purchase the ball.
Okay, that's it.
Another question came for FCC. The matting that is currently at FCC is from September of last year. So this is something we purchased late in the season, and we packed it up before it started to get cold. So as soon as the season was done, our groundsmen packed it up and it was put away. In June, we opened it back up, and the Cricket Academy for kids is right now using it for 7 days a week. So right now the matting is in playable condition. If it does break down, we will see. But again, FCC is only in use for the month of August. So literally just 3 weekends. After that, we will lose access to it because it'll go under renovations. So it's just a matter of 3 weeks. And I think for 3 weeks, the matting is in fairly good condition. Okay, so I think that is it, guys. I would just don't see any more questions, but I want to tell you that all 5 of us, me, Victor, Chaitanya, Arvinder, and Vasant, are available by phone, by email, or by text. We want to make sure that you are ready and you are able to start the season properly. But please work with us, making sure that all the things that you have to do are done beforehand. So use the time tonight and tomorrow to get yourself ready so that when we do go back to normal, or at least start to play cricket, your administrative tasks are out of the way, and then you can just focus on the game. So please use today and tomorrow to get yourself set up. And we wish you, on behalf of the Brampton Cricket League board and our players, all the best for this coming season. And enjoy this time, and think about May and June and July when you were not able to play cricket. Be nice to each other and enjoy going back to playing cricket again. So thank you for your time. If you need anything from us, give us a shout back, and or call us or text us for any questions.
Yeah, for us, just on the note, I just like to inform all the captains and the players that to please follow the guideline that is given by the city. It's very important that, we follow those guidelines of especially social distancing, and, making sure that, you come to the ground, like Faraz said, that, immediately just get into play. And as soon as the game is over, we need to exit that ground. Yeah, because the city will be at randomly just coming and observing it. So like Faraz said, that we do not want any negative feedback just to get back at the league. So we just want to encourage all that.
Faraz, can I add something, Faraz, if you allow?
Yes, sir, go ahead.
Yeah, Faraz, what just build on what Victor said. I have done couple of days game already, okay? And following the COVID-19 only by the umpire is absolutely impossible task, okay? So basically, is a team who, like Chaitanya has played those games at King City. I mean, all the teams together. You can't have a distance. So many teams are on the ground. At least you are saying that only play the team who comes inside the ground and on the parking lot and all. Okay, but it's absolutely impossible for the umpire to manage this. Its onus should be on the players himself and the captain. Okay, to follow the guidelines first. Okay, the cleaning, the sanitizer should be available. My experience, hardly any sanitizer available for the team and the management side. Okay, so it's umpire will say 1, 2, 3, 4 times, but then after that he lose interest as well. Okay, so what my experience is that if the team doesn't follow this, it's going to be a very impossible task. And as Victor said, if city guys bylaws guys are coming and watching it and observing it, it's going to be serious issue.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Agreed.
Thank you, Saurabh, for adding to that. Yes, very good points raised, Avia. Thank you, Saurabh.
So guys, so you heard it from the umpires. You know what to do. Please take care of your own self and your team. We are in a global pandemic, but we're made efforts to open up cricket. If you know and watch some of the cricket that's taking place right now in England, they're not even high-fiving. They're closed fist pumping or elbow jumping, and they're keeping a pretty good distance from each other. These are international players. They live in a bio bubble. You don't. So it's very important that you protect yourself as well as all of your other players, because umpire, as Saurabh said, as Victor said, both of them are umpires. Umpires can only do as much, but the onus is on self-preservation. Preserve yourself, preserve your team, and just follow very, very basic things. We don't even have to retrain you on them. All of them you already know pretty much. But use today and tomorrow to get yourself set up. And thank you once again for taking the time, and wish you all the best for 2020 season.
Yeah, guys, all the best.